Harmony One.
Building generational wealth.
So guys, today we're going to be taking another cheeky look at Harmony One and specifically the fantastic price action that you're seeing right now. As we get into this video guys, we're going to be taking a look at that daily chart, that 4-hourly chart and that hourly chart, taking a look at all those key indicators such as Fibonacci, retracements, having a look at those moving averages, the volumes, and of course that relative strength index. As we get into the video guys, if you find it useful and informative, do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new here and you would like to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By becoming a subscriber, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? Chris, is there anything else that you would like to add before we jump on down into the charts and start analyzing what is going on here with Harmony One?
Yeah, just before we do, Nick, I do have to mention we run a stake pool, right? So you can delegate your Harmony One for a fantastic, juicy passive income of around 11% plus APY, which is just phenomenal, Nick. I think we've got over 764 unique delegators for our Harmony One pool, which is remarkable, with over 34.5 million One Harmony delegated already, which is just fantastic. So yeah, if you're not already delegating your Harmony One, then jump in the pool, earn a passive income. It supports the project, it supports our channel, and you guys also benefit. Like, it's a win-win-win as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, it definitely needs to be called out. I don't think we really speak about it enough, to be fair, Nick.
No, we definitely don't. So do expect more talk around the delegation pools. Right, with that said and out of the way, Chris, let's jump on down into the charts and see exactly what's going on with Harmony One.
Let's do it.
Fantastic. Right, so here we have a Harmony One. This is Harmony One to the USDT. This is the daily chart and Binance is the data source. Here we can see that we have had a very good couple of days here for Harmony One since we called out that bottom at around 10 cents just over here. So since we reached 10 cents, we have started to move the price of Harmony One right back up again. And right now we can see that we are finding a little bit of resistance up here on those orange lines that we marked out during one of our live streams. This comes in at 13.9 and 14.3. So today's wick actually has touched on that 14.3 cent area, and we have had an immediate pullback from there. The one thing to note though is we are now above currently 13.5, which was our major area of resistance, which actually comes in on our yellow line just there. So right now things are looking quite interesting on this daily chart. I'll just expand this and make it a little bit bigger so you guys can really see what's going on. Now we can obviously see how this battle up here is going to be quite tough, but we are looking to persevere and push our way up towards 15 cents. Once we get to that 15 cent area, we do want to have a bit of a pullback so that we can actually then reconsolidate all of our relative strength index positioning, make sure the volumes decrease, and make sure that we have a good chance at really pushing on through the 15 cent barrier. Once that is done and we're past 15 cents, we're in a pretty good position for Harmony One to really rocket on out of here. So right now we can see that the relative strength index has a pretty good position. It's currently at 54 and it can grow quite significantly on this chart. So we're nowhere near overbought on this daily just yet. So huge potential here to continue the movement with Harmony One. Now what I'm going to do is just pull this down into our 4-hourly chart, and this will show us a little bit more of the granular detail as to what is actually going on when it comes to Harmony One. So here you can see the pullback, and that will be really clear when we start having a look at the hourly chart in a moment. The reason that I pull this one up is we can see that the 50 moving average used to be an area of resistance just over here, and then we can see that breakout event that actually pushed us straight through not just the 50 moving average but also the 100 and 200 moving averages. We found a brief resistance there on our 13.5 cent area of resistance. However, with this particular last 4 hours, we pushed through that, and we have also pushed through those upper areas just here as well. So we are doing incredibly well, but a pullback was obviously due when we moved it from down to this point from here, right, all at 12 cent, all the way back up to that high. A pullback was natural. When you move like 28%, you are going to have a bit of a pullback. And on the 4-hourly chart, you can see the RSI is actually quite high at 65. So we're higher on our relative strength index positioning than we are on the daily chart, right? So we know that there's loads of room to grow on the daily, but we do expect short-term pullbacks, and that's kind of indicated here on this 4-hourly chart. And we can see the good volume that was coming in here on the lead up to that rally. So when we were all the way down at 10 cent, all the way over here, we can see that we were low on our relative strength index and we had low volume. So good volume came in, that sentiment in the market changed, and we really took advantage of all of the space on this relative strength index, and we got some pretty good results. That pullback that you're now seeing is very natural. That's profit taking when you go into an oversold situation. So what we're going to do is just pull this down into our hourly chart, and here you can see how that volume has really spiked up in this last hour, and obviously we're starting to get the pullback. So it is happening within the last 30 minutes. When this video goes live, you'll probably see the pullback on the hourly more clearly than we are here, but we are entering the overbought area. So this is where the area where you're going to start seeing the dips come back in just a little bit. This is natural, it's healthy, nothing to worry about. Slight pullback to just correct the relative strength index on the specific charts. In this case, it will be the hourly as well as the 30-minute or the 15-minute charts. So to just show you that, guys, I'll just drop this down quickly into the 15-minute. Here you can see how the volume has dropped right off, and you can see how we were correcting from being overbought to no longer being overbought. So that's the kind of scenario that you're looking. But right now we are again pushing right back up again on this 15-minute chart. So things are not too bad, and not too bad at all. If I just pull this back to that hourly, so right now we can see that the 50, 100, and 200 moving averages are way below the current pricing for Harmony One. So there's still huge potential to continue the push up to really take advantage of the relative strength index positioning, but a pullback will be due. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, though. I think we have a lot more room in the tank to really take advantage of Harmony One and this particular breakout event. But we can obviously see that the 50, 100, and 200 moving averages will also need to move up to form good areas of support on that journey. So things are looking pretty good here when it comes to Harmony One, and we are continuing to push to the upside at the moment, but do expect that pullback. As I said, let's just have a look at that daily again for a moment here and just talk about where things are likely to go. So right now we are still pushing up that 14-cent area, looking to try to go into that 15-cent area. That would be the ideal situation, is that we go up and we push into 15 cent, find resistance at 15 cent, and turn 14.3 cents into a support line. Okay, so that's what we're hoping to do. I'm just going to draw that out here, guys. So I think we're looking to try to move up to our 15 cent area here. We'll then look to pull back and confirm our 14 cent area is support, and then that will allow us to then hopefully go on up and take out to new heights, right? So that's the kind of pattern that we're looking for here with Harmony One. And with that being said, if we just take a look at things on a bit of a tighter scale, if we just pull this down, we are looking to take that 140% move or so up to that 33.8 cent area. So there's still quite a bit of work to do, but under the right circumstances, once we get past 15 cents, we'll be really going after 33.8 cents. And when we do that, there's going to be some fantastic price discovery on the horizon. So really looking forward to seeing how Harmony One really tackles the next few days as it fights against some of these major resistance lines. And then once it's kind of through here, goes after the 702 Fibonacci retracement zone, going into the 786 Fibonacci. And then obviously from there isn't a lot of resistance past 22 cent up to 33.8 cents. So things are looking really attractive for Harmony One. We don't subscribe to a lot of that FUD around, what's actually going on in this space, with lots of nonsense calling it all sorts of different names under the sun. Ultimately, Harmony One is a fantastic technology, and it is well positioned to take advantage of the positioning that it has in this space during 2021 and this bull run. So things are looking really attractive for Harmony One right now, right today. But all these green days are fantastic. But anyone who was paying attention during our live stream on Monday, for example, would have been paying attention to our low points, right? When we were saying it's at 10 cent, guys, this is the bottom. This is when you buy that dip, you buy that fear, right? You don't, you look at that fear and greed index and you say, okay, there's loads of fear in this space right now. Take a step back, look at the macro picture. That's the kind of fear that you want to be buying up. You don't buy all the fear, of course. There's certain scenarios where there's dips that you do not buy. However, when you're midway through a bull cycle and there's fear in the space, that's the kind of fear that you do want to be buying. So it's an important thing to watch out for, guys. Obviously, we were calling that out on our live stream. Very important that Harmony One was at a low point and it was only one place for it to go, which is up. And here we are a few days later with some fantastic gains. So some pretty good moves have been happening here with Harmony One. We're still thinking of 33 cent as our price target for May. It would take quite a big move to get there, so we may fall a little bit short on that. But I am confident that long term, Harmony One has a very good chance at getting some significant growth, such as 52 cents, 71 cents, and even 82 cents, all the way up to over $1. Now, I'm not sure if many people have seen some other videos from other popular YouTubers who are talking about maybe a $40 or a $50 Harmony coin. Those things are possible. They're not impossible, but the chances of them are significantly lower. Let's try to keep it into what we can see within our technicals and what we can see immediately in front of us. We're aiming to kind of go up to that upper level of around 80, 90 cent, $1. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the technical data shows us at that point, and then really reassess the situation. How much room is there actually left in the tank to grow during this bull run? Because, one thing's for certain, if we did see a $40 Harmony One coin, I would be a very, very happy man. But Chris, that is, of course, all of the technical data that we have here for Harmony today. But anything else that you feel that you might want to add and leave the guys with?
Well, I mean, if we saw a $4 or even a $40, which, look, right, I'll always tell you exactly what I think. And I think $40 is just, it's damaging to the project when this is being called out, when it's, less than sort of 20 cent, in my opinion. Because people are going to expect that overnight. We see negative comments already when we're talking about like a dollar, and for me, people calling out that that's not possible, that's not going to happen, clearly aren't, educating themselves on what the project's doing, the ecosystem. And I see the community's done some fantastic work around sort of putting some posters or I guess they're posters, images together, which demonstrates the ecosystem. A little bit disappointed that they missed our pull off though, wounded. But regardless of that, it's fantastic work, right? But with all that said, look at ADA. We were buying ADA at about 8-10 cent, and you look at it now. So these things are possible, and in my opinion, One Harmony is potentially ahead of Cardano currently with their ecosystem and what they're able to do. So, seeing the Cardano, and again, it's another project that I'm invested in, and I think it's going to do amazingly well. It already is, and it's going to, be one of those leaders in the space. But there's no reason why Harmony can't achieve those sorts of levels price wise. I kind of expect that to happen. I'm surprised it's been as slow as it has been, to be quite honest. And everybody knows that watches the show my reasonings behind that. But with that said, all improving, right? Every day is a school day, and everybody's always learning, regardless of what role or how big your company is. Everybody's learning, right? But with all this said, we're calling out prices. We're seeing a number of different things sort of play out, aren't we, Nick? I just kind of want to touch on it. I know people say don't ignore the haters. I don't think some of these people are actually hating. I think they just don't look at the bigger picture, and I think that's why I kind of want to talk about it. And I mentioned on the live stream as well, Nick, that if you hear something enough, read something enough, it then becomes like the truth, right? If you don't sort of say the other side to it, and put people correct with facts, right? So that's kind of what I want to do here. Like, I'm not emotional about it, just to be clear. But when people are saying that when are you going to get a price prediction right? I mean, if you go back to the beginning of when we started our channel, we've been talking about these price predictions since the beginning for these particular projects. Maybe we were looking at it in a bit more depth than a lot of people, but we've seen 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧 price get taken out recently. We were talking about ADA achieving $2 a few days, what was it, 4 days before it actually did. We get a lot of these things right. We were talking about tokenized stock, tokenized property. We're starting to see those come to fruition, and we were talking about a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. To be honest, I struggle to understand why people say these things, but I honestly don't believe that this is from people hating on us. I think it's just a case of people expecting things to happen too quickly, don't understand how markets work. And what I'd say to those people, if you feel this way, this is an emotional roller coaster of a ride. If you're new to investing, bear with us, explain in a polite way how you're feeling, and hopefully we can appease some of those concerns and issues, and we can sort of walk through our way of thinking, perhaps in a little bit more detail than we actually do, to be fair. I don't know if you align to that stuff, Nick, but I thought it was really important to sort of cover it off, because I do need to talk about it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, ultimately, reach out. We can have that conversation. We can have a healthy debate. It's the overly negative comments that have no validation behind them, mean very little to me, with no data to kind of back them up. It's useless information. There's no point in the comment at all. So I just wouldn't engage. But ultimately, if you come up with something of significance with substantial data that backs up your claim, fine, you'll have our engagement and we'll get involved and we'll try to appease wherever way we can, right? So yeah, let us know in the comments down below how you feel all about all that kind of stuff.
I kind of feel like, do let us know in the comments, like, what are your concerns and worries? We see lots of people talking about the pools and stuff, Nick, as well, like, indicating that the only reason we're talking about projects is because we've got a pool. Well, actually, we were talking about the projects and then we started up pools after the fact, and everybody wins, right? Like, we could sell, I say sell, we could shill shit coins, left, right, and center. We've got a mailbox full of offers. The amount of offers, we can make tens of thousands of dollars a week if we were shilling coins. We don't do that. We've got your best interests at heart as well as our own. We care more about the channel than we do the money that can be made, right? Obviously, in a dream scenario, blue sky world, we'd have both. But we're always going to have our values. They're not going to change. We want you guys to generate generational level wealth, which was kind of the play on our intro there at the start of this video. And if you achieve that, we achieve that, then our mission in setting up this channel was a success, right? So stay with us through the bear market, because that's where this generational level wealth is going to be made. A lot of people are new to this space. That bear market is where we're going to make an awful lot of that generational level wealth. This bull market is going to be fantastic. We're going to make an awful lot of money. But with that said, that's not going to necessarily be generational level wealth depending on when you entered this market.
Absolutely. Guys, if you found this video useful, informative, maybe even entertaining at times, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all of those new cryptocurrencies, hidden gems, technical analysis, and news, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By becoming a subscriber, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? With that said, done and out of the way, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.